If I am worth anything later, I am worth something now. For wheat is wheat, even if people think it is grass in the beginning. In my speech, I will be going over Vincent Van Gogh, a very influential artist in today's world. He didn't hold a lot of relevance back when he was alive, but his work in art is so appreciated today. Now, why should we even understand art? When we understand art, we can start appreciating the art piece, and from there we can start appreciating the artist behind the work. Now, today we can never escape art. It is truly everywhere around us. And when we can start understanding and appreciating art, we can start appreciating life to its fullest potential. Now, Vincent Van Gogh's life is so influential in the ways that he grew up and all the art that he created that speaks to so many viewers across the world. Since his death in 1890, all of his work is still seen today and held in many museums across the world. So since his birth to his death, he has made so many life decisions that have made him the man that he was and created the artist that we know and love today. So kind of digging deeper into this speech, I will be just going over his early life, his art career, and towards the end of his life, and how that served a major influence in today's world. Van Gogh was born March 30th in 1853 in the Netherlands and is the oldest of 5 younger siblings. Van Gogh was very close to one of his brothers, Theo, and Theo holds a very major impact on Vincent's art career because he did help motivate him to pursue art even more. Now, before becoming an artist, Van Gogh did try to pursue many other careers throughout his life. He did start as an art dealer. He didn't really like that, so he jumped to being a language teacher. From there, he wanted to dig deeper and a little bit more into his faith, and he became a preacher, and he also found work as a missionary. Now, during his work as a missionary, he did experience a spiritual crisis. During this time, he got rid of a lot of his material belongings, and he was also dismissed by the church for his literal teachings. During this time, he felt very rejected by his faith and by humanity. And during this time, he started his 10-year career of an artist in the goal of bringing some consolidation to humanity. During this time, him and his younger brother Theo would exchange quite a bit of letters. Over 600 letters are known today. Van Gogh would draw little sketches on his little letters, and his brother Theo actually told him to focus on his drawings more, and he did. So looking more into his art career and how he created the works we know and love today, he did study quite a bit alone. He then also went to other arts institutions to become more developed into his art. And from there, that's where he started devoting his whole life to his art. Van Gogh did travel quite a bit during his art career. He jumped from place to place, but throughout this traveling, he did create a lot of the creations that we know today. He gained so much inspiration from all the places he would go to. That's why we have, he created so many landscape works. He has paintings of people that he had seen in these different places, different flowers, and it's just all the inspiration that he gained from traveling. He wanted to recreate that beauty in his own way. His most influential time was in Paris, where he gained so many new friends and learned about vibrant colors. Now, Van Gogh was such an emotional artist, and he poured all of his emotions into his art. And by using vibrant colors, he can express his emotions in a new way by kind of putting his human values into play and also trying to protect them in the sense of his artwork. Now, towards the end of his career, he would work a lot with Paul Gauguin. And Paul Gauguin, he did make friends with in Paris. They always didn't share artistic values to a point where Vincent actually did threaten him with a razor. Van Gogh did realize what he had done, and that is when he had actually cut off his ear. And that is actually an artwork that is very well known today, the self-portrait of Van Gogh with his ear cut off. During this time, he also checked himself into a mental institution. And during this time of new solitude, he kind of gained a new devotion to art. He gained new insight into art, and kind of saw that, solitude was necessary to learn more about oneself. During this time in the mental institution, he also did create one of his famous artworks, The Starry Night. Very well known piece today, and so influential into everything that around the world. Now, with a very uncertainty of the future, Van Gogh was struggling a lot with his mental issues, and he was just so unsure of what his future was holding. So he did unfortunately take his life in 1890. This was the start of the discovery of his amazing art and the history behind the artist. Now, just concluding the whole speech, Van Gogh was very influential to what we hold today. His art is so emotional, and it really just grabs onto the viewer, and we can understand it in such a unique way, and it is known all across the world. So I just urge you guys to look more into Van Gogh, look more into his history, and definitely look into more of his artworks, because he has such beautiful creations that really just speak to a viewer on an emotional level. A final quote of Vincent Van Gogh: "I try more and more myself, caring relatively whether people approve or disapprove." Van Gogh was truly and ultimately honest to himself. He never tried to be anybody else, and his artwork is what we appreciate from him, and it's truly just all about him and all the influence that he has today. Thank you.